Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Greater Vancouver Realtors, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. My name is Brian Spencer. I'm going to be your moderator. For those of you who are turning in for the first time, I'm GVR's account executive, and I work with managing brokers across the region to strengthen relationships between offices and GVR, of course, is the real estate board. I gather direct feedback from brokers about industry issues, board programs, and regulatory changes, and that feedback helps shape how the board supports brokerages and advocates for the profession on a whole. So my role is essentially making sure broker voices are heard and reflected in board decisions and initiatives. So today is the latest in our series of corporate development focused webinars designed to create awareness around the value of partnerships. So a big piece of GVR's 2026 vision is to create relationships with external providers, um, that are adjacent to organized real estate. So add tools, services, partnerships to your tool belt that you as members are able to work with and to utilize. Now, before we begin, I'd like to ask you to hold your questions until the Q&A period at the end of the presentation. Once we open the Q&A period, you can type your questions at in the Q&A section below at the bottom of your screen. Try and keep your questions clear and concise so we know exactly what information you're looking for. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker for the day. Omar Rafiq is the co-founder and CEO at Souqh, Canada's all-in-one real estate and home services marketplace rather. Provides technology and services to help real estate professionals deliver unparalleled client experiences. Souqh brings together clients, realtors, mortgage brokers, law firms, inspectors, you name it, and all other kind of associated industry partners to deliver a complete digital experience for their clients' home purchase and home ownership journey all in one place. So, Amr, without further ado, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate the intro and the kind words. And good morning, everyone that's joining us from GVR. Firstly, I'd like to start by thanking your team, GVR, for providing us this opportunity to connect and share more about Souqh with your members, as well as providing Souqh as a complimentary member benefit to all GVR members, their preferred partners, and their clients. And I'll start by just providing a brief intro into, my background, the story behind Souqh. I often find that if you're able to share why founders come up with these ideas, it helps people understand their journey, and why they're so passionate about what they do. So I initially immigrated to Canada back in 2003 and living in Toronto for about 23 years. Went to school to do software engineering, graduated, started working for technology consulting companies like Deloitte and PwC. And as I was embarking on my professional career doing technology consulting and digital transformation work, um, I was also involved a lot in property investments because my dad was doing real estate investments and I was his de facto property manager. So I had the pleasure of firsthand dealing with realtors, mortgage firms, law firms, home inspectors, movers, clients, tenants, and the whole wide spectrum that goes with real estate investments. And as I was doing all of that, and then working in my professional career doing digital transformation for large scale organizations, I noticed a big gap specifically from the home buyer or homeowner perspective, where everything in our lives was moving very rapidly in terms of digital transformation, whether it's, during the peak of COVID when things were moving virtually. You talk about groceries using Instacart, day-to-day essentials using Amazon, and a lot has changed in terms of how we do things post-COVID. But if we looked at the real estate experience in terms of how homeowners bought and sold homes, back in 2021 when we founded Souqh, at that time, one of our investors, shared this feedback with us saying, I bought my home in the, early um, 2010s. And then the next time around, I bought my home in the 2020s. And from my perspective, the only thing that had changed from a homeowner perspective was the introduction of e-sign. Everything else was pretty similar. And that was, pretty real to us because when we looked at it from the homeowner perspective, we saw the same challenges in terms of, as realtors, you guys all do a fantastic job working with your clients. However, your clients have to work with you, the mortgage firms, the law firms, the inspectors, the movers, the different trades once they move in. And for them, this overall experience of collaborating, transacting, and working across all these partners is pretty fragmented. And for first-time home buyers, it's quite overwhelming. So that's really what led us to, find Souqh. And in early 2021 in Ontario, we founded Souqh. In 2022, we started our beta, and then we launched it in Ontario in 2023. And since then, Souqh has grown rapidly across Ontario. 2026 is a big focus for us outside Ontario, where we want to grow into BC, Alberta, and some of the Western Canada provinces. And we're really thankful to GVR for providing us this opportunity to be able to provide Souqh as a member benefit. So that's really the history behind Souqh. There's also a video that Brian is going to put the URL for in the chat. I'm not going to play the video during the webinar. It is only 60 seconds. I do encourage you to watch it at your own convenience. In 60 seconds, it talks. This is Matthew Campoli, who's one of the leading realtors in Toronto area. It talks about how Souqh helps him, his clients, and his preferred partners. And really for GVR, we launched this as a member benefit earlier this month, and I'm really happy to share that within, the first few days of launching, we've seen over 300 members in GVR sign up, register for Souqh. We're currently in the process of, supporting all of the different onboardings, and once that is done, we're going to continue supporting the onboarding for new members. So I'll start by providing just a brief background of what is Souqh, why do you need it, and how can you join it? And then I'll go into some benefits specifically for realtors. I'll talk about benefits for homeowners. I'll talk about benefits for your preferred partners. And then if you're here representing a brokerage, I'll talk about how this can be beneficial for your brokerage overall. So Souqh stands for the word marketplace in Arabic. For those of you who are wondering why Souqh, it's essentially a one-stop shop for realtors, homeowners, and preferred partners to connect, collaborate, and transact across all stages of home ownership using one homeownership hub. So you can think of it as a collaboration platform that's designed to modernize that home ownership experience. And specifically, what I mean by that is when your clients are looking to move into a new home, everything from supporting them with pre-approvals on financing, connecting with law firms, working with property inspectors, scheduling their inspection, working with movers, finding a mover, scheduling their move, paying for the move, and then once they move in, any type of home improvement um, transaction they'd like to do, whether it's be electricians, whether it be with, landscaping, any type of renovation that they want to do, they can essentially post their services request on the platform, get quotes from trusted vendors, and schedule their home renovation. So essentially everything that homeowners need, everything that your clients need to manage their homeownership journey and stay connected with you is what Souqh provides to your clients. And one of the main features that we introduced last year was the preferred partner program, where your preferred partners that you typically work with, such as mortgage firms, law firms, inspectors, movers, trades, typically clients, as you're doing transactions with them, will ask you for referrals. And typically these referrals are shared with clients who here's their phone number, here's their email address, go reach out to them. Now that whole process for homeowners and for you to refer your partners has become very streamlined, where you can easily, invite your clients to Souqh once they join Souqh, and I'll walk through this in the form of a demo as well, so it's very clear. once your clients join Souqh, they'll essentially see all of your preferred partners and they'll be able to reach out to them. They'll be able to look at their services and everything that they need to manage their homeownership journeys in one spot. Ignore this link that you see here, joinsouq.com. For those of you who are, interested in signing up and have not signed up, there is a specific URL that is only for GVR members. Brian, if you could, please post that in the chat. I'll walk through quickly the process for registering your account. And again, I'm going to emphasize this is all we need members to do. We only need them to register for the account. This takes less than 60 seconds. And once you register, everything in terms of creating your profile, setting it all up, doing a review with you, our team takes care of all of that. So I'll assume that, I'm a realtor in BC. So I'm going to say, I work across BC. I am a realtor. All I need to do is put my business name, and business name specifically here is, the name of the brokerage that you represent. So for example, I work with, Home Life Realty. I'll put my first name, I'll put my last name, and then I can just put my email address. And just a caution here, the email address that you want to use here is the email address that you will receive all notifications. Once you do create an account with this email address, we're not able to change the email address within the platform because of all the integrations that we have. So if you will, need to then transition to a different account, in the future, in terms of an email address, it's better to use, an email address that you consistently use as opposed to one that could change, for example, if you change brokerages in the future or anything like that. Then you'll put in your mobile number and set up a password. And that's pretty much all you need to do to register for Souqh. If you do go on our general website, or if you go to souqh.ca, you try to sign up, there will be a paywall. There is an option to skip that step, but for GVR members, my recommendation is to please just use this link that's specifically created for your membership so that you don't have to come through the paywall. Because I've had some people reach out and say, hey, we've tried to sign up, we've tried to register, and we have not been able to register because it's asking us to pay for it, for example. Okay, so I'll just skip to the actual slides that I have at this point. Now, one of the main benefits for realtors, and this is the why, so I explained what is Souqh. I'm going to talk about why do you need it. So really, it helps you as real estate professionals provide better value to your clients and your preferred partners. Because typically, a lot of the transactional relationship that realtors have often during the transaction with their client ends when the transaction ends. And according to the National Association of Realtors, only 1 in 5 homeowners work with their agent more than once. And this typically happens because, you're doing business with multiple people. People are not buying homes very often. It happens after a certain amount of time. So during the gap in the middle, people often lose those relationships. And Souqh is a great way for you to provide a value-added tool to your clients so that for the duration of their home, post-ownership, post-close, they can continue to use a platform that helps them across all of their homeownership needs. And it is something that is provisioned through you as a realtor. They don't have to pay for it at all. It's a completely free tool for your clients to use, and it's a great way for you to be able to retain those relationships post-close when your clients are looking at value-added services for their home. So that's one of the key reasons realtors across, Ontario, for example, have been using it. We have over 3,000 realtors and brokerages across Ontario who are actively using our platform. And I'll share some more statistics as well with regards to our success in Ontario. There is also a press release that was recently launched post our partnership with GVR. Dr. Jeff King was kind enough to give us a quote. And Brian, if you would like, please share the link for the press release so that folks who are interested, they can go ahead and they can review the press release as well. Now, apart from real estate, we do partner with a lot of partners within the ecosystem that are helping remove barriers to homeownership. So whether it be newcomers who are coming to Canada, who are looking for homes to rent, and they're looking to connect with realtors. We partner with organizations called Prepare for Canada, rentals for newcomers, Tenant Cube, Borrowell, and others that help connect clients to realtors. So apart from servicing your existing clients, there's opportunities available at Souqh where people can actually reach out to you in your areas to provide services for their whether it's renting or home ownership needs. And apart from this, organizations who are helping with ethical financing, ethical ownership streams, organizations that are helping with rent to own programs, organizations that are helping with financing, all of these types of organizations we partner with just to promote the relationship to work with a realtor and to emphasize the value that realtors bring to a client's home ownership journey. So we partner with all of these different companies in the real estate or prop tech, as they call it, ecosystem to really help bring more homeowners to our platform to connect with realtors. Here are just some of the partners that we have across Ontario. This is pretty old, but we have, like I said, over 3,000 different realtors who are using our platform in Ontario, across the other streams such as mortgage firms, law firms, inspectors, movers, home services. And over the last 2.5 years, members who are on our platform have received over 360,000 visits to their profiles and over 22,000 transactions have been completed on our platform. So a transaction we qualified as a homeowner reaching out to a partner on our platform for different types of services. And then, like I was saying, because we also have lots of focus on the SEO. So, for example, and SEO is search engine optimization. When people are searching for different keywords on Google, we invest a lot in marketing so that Souqh is coming up as a platform. So, I haven't tested in BC, but when we test in Ontario and different cities, when we search for real estate marketplace or home services marketplace, Souqh does rank at the top. So anyone here who's interested in BC, feel free to do a Google search on real estate marketplace or home services marketplace. I'd be curious to know how we rank. But at least in Ontario, we rank pretty much at the first or second spot right after the sponsored ads on Google. And that helps us generate lots of impressions for homeowners to come to our platform when they're looking to connect with realtors, when they're looking to connect with all the different professionals who are on our platform. This deck, I believe, is also available through GVR marketing team. So if you're interested, they can send this to your team. And this also has lots of testimonial videos from different folks within Ontario who have used our platform in terms of the value that they're seeing for themselves, their teams, their partners, their clients. I'd encourage you to take a look at it, as well as some written testimonials that we have received from different people. I'll quickly talk about, the high level benefits. So if you're a realtor, like I said, the main benefit for you is to provide a modernized home ownership experience to your clients. You can, in a very streamlined way, share your preferred partner network that helps you increase your repeat and referral business, and you can expand revenue opportunities by connect potentially with new clients who you don't service, as you're currently people on our platform who are looking to connect with realtors. Now, the second benefit, sorry, the other benefits that we have for individual realtors, this personalized homeownership hub that you're able to provide to your clients and your partners, again, it's going to help you with all of your post-close needs in terms of streamlining that experience, whether it's with funding, home inspections, closing, moving, home renovations across your partner network. You're able to invite all of them to Souqh. I'll quickly show you how to do that. One of the questions that we received from a realtor last week is, I have 15 preferred partners. Do each of them have to pay for a license? And I didn't even talk about that. A typical license with Souqh costs about $1,200 a year, thanks to, GVR leadership team and the, member benefit they've provided. This is currently at no cost to you and no cost to any of your preferred partners. So this is immense value that, you're getting, your clients are getting, your partners are getting at no cost, thanks to the subsidized promotion that your board has subsidized in many other regions that we work. So, for example, we also partner with OREA They have also subsidized the membership, but members are still required to pay 50% of the annual fee, and their partners have to pay the full 100%. But in the case of GVR, this is a fantastic benefit. Members don't pay anything, your partners don't pay anything, and they can all get premium licenses with Souqh. And I talked about the post-close experience. Once you have that agreement of purchase and sale signed, it's a great opportunity to bring on your clients. And at that opportunity, everything else in terms of, working with finding your law firms that you recommend or searching for other law firms who are available on the platform, finding home inspectors, supporting with actual move, post-close move related transactions, all of those can be actually done through Souqh. So it avoids all the phone calls, emails, messages between different partners. And again, for you as a realtor, it's going to help you increase your efficiency, your productivity, and it's going to create a more compelling experience for you and your clients. And then lastly, for your preferred partners, right, such as the mortgage firms, the law firms, the inspectors, the movers, the trades, what's in it for them? This is a formal platform through which all of the referrals that you're sending to your client, to your partners, can now be tracked, right? And what we're seeing is a great uptick, at least here in Ontario, where, brokerages have different sponsorship events. Realtors are sometimes, supporting different causes. And these partners who are now seeing everything tracked in terms of the referrals that are coming to them, they're able to see all the value that's being generated. We're seeing an increase in terms of their sponsorship and their support towards brokerages, as well as realtors, right? So they're seeing a platform through which, they can receive clients from you. They're seeing a platform where they can transact with your clients, stay in touch with your clients, and you're also able to collaborate with your client, your partners, and you using one homeownership platform. There's also opportunities for them to be able to increase their marketing exposure and streamline the different services that they provide directly through our platform. For example, if you have movers who don't have the ability to accept payments online, our platform provides payment services where homeowners can directly pay by their credit card and the mover can receive payments in their account, right? So these are just examples of some services, scheduling services, document management services, payment services, live chat, video conferencing. All of these are available to our platform. So all the digital tools that your partners also need to support your clients are also accessible through Souqh. And then lastly, for brokerages, if you're here representing brokerages, we have lots of brokerages who are using one account for the entire brokerage as opposed to, individual realtors who would like to use the account directly for themselves and their clients. And I think this is also a great way for brokerages to be able to connect with all the different um, preferred partners that they have as a brokerage. So sometimes brokerages will have preferred partners that they want to share across all of the clients that their realtors are working with. So you're able to do that. You're able to create one profile for the brokerage, and your admin team, for example, is able to invite clients as opposed to having every single individual realtor invite clients. And this way, the experience is a lot more streamlined. So we have a few big brokerages here in Ontario that have opted to just use one brokerage account. Their admin teams goes in and they invite all the clients once the realtor tells them that we're sort of in this stage that they've signed the purchase and sale agreement. Now I'd like to invite them so they can see our preferred partners and they can go through the entire home ownership journey. So we have brokerages who are also using Souqh, and then the brokerages are also able to invite their preferred partners. And then they're able to see all of the additional value added services that I talked about from a brokerage perspective. So that's the end of the presentation. For those, of you, for example, there might be members here who have signed up, and you're probably waiting to access the account. Typically, within 1 week from registration, our team is able to complete your profile and send it across to you. So if you're still waiting and you have not received access to your profile, the draft profile that the team has completed, please reach out to support@souqh.ca if you have any questions or concerns. It is fairly, straightforward to update your profile once it has been approved. So if you go into your profile on Souqh, it is similar to a Facebook page that you're able to log into and manage. If you have, some members have reached out to us expressing concerns around the the post-registration process, which is specifically for completing their onboarding. And for them, we've basically explained to them that, hey, you don't need to spend a lot of time in the onboarding because our team takes care of that for you. And you don't need to worry about setting up your profile and going through the challenges you've incurred there. So you could just go ahead and you can reach out to our team and they can help set up the profile for you. And then once it's all set up, you're able to go in and you're able to use the platform once it's activated for you. So I'm just gonna log in again. I believe my previous session had expired because I had it open for over 30 minutes. So the main things that I would say if your account has been set up or if you are a user who has, registered for Souqh, the main thing that you really need to do is to make sure that you're inviting your preferred partners. And the second thing is to invite your clients. For some reason, this is taking strangely long today. I'm not sure what's going on. Actually tested everything before I came in. So maybe while we wait for that side, this is the portal for your homeowners. So once you've invited your clients to the platform, they're also able to go and set up their account. It's pretty straightforward in terms of the setup. The account is provisioned through you as a realtor, so they're able to see that on the platform. This is the dashboard that your clients will see in terms of tracking their homeownership journey. Like I said, the different service providers that they're working with, they can track all of this in one place. The different service requests that they send out, they can manage all of this. Documentation is a big challenge that homeowners run into, and specifically for me, as I was doing my homeownership journey, all the different documents that I had with my realtors, law firms, inspectors, movers, all of them we were able to manage through one platform. I think there might be some issues either with my internet or with the service at this point. Again, I apologize. Went through all of these just before, and it looks like it's taking much longer to sign in. So maybe what we'll do in the interim is I'll stop presenting. Brian, if there are questions, I did see a few hands that were raised during our conversation. So if there are specific questions, I'm happy to take those at this point.
Sure thing. Yeah, we can jump into the Q&A portion here. We've got a couple that are in the Q&A box, but we can maybe circle back to the demo situation later on if that's if that's kind of sorted itself out. But for what we've
Sure.
gotten through so far, Amr, thank you so much. That was really, really, really enlightening, and it's always nice to be able to see things in action. So I appreciate you taking the time. We are going to move over to the Q&A portion here, so please dump your questions into the Q&A box towards the towards the bottom of your screen. But we'll get started with a couple of them that filtered through while you were talking there. So the first one here, Amr, is I'm a rental property manager and I have affiliated links for some of my vendors. Can I still use my affiliated links?
When you say affiliated links, can you maybe clarify that for me a little bit?
That's a great question. I want to say whether it's I don't actually know what this person means by affiliated links. So maybe if you want to send something into a secondary question with a clarification, that would be great. We can come back to that one, or unless you can think of perhaps what that person may mean by
Yeah,
links.
if they're meaning affiliated partners instead of
Hmm.
affiliated links, the answer is yes. All of
Right,
your affiliated partners, or we call them preferred partners that you typically work with, such as home renovation companies, property management companies, anything that you provide to your clients that you support in terms of property management, you would be able to bring them on to the platform. And those
right.
partners would also be able to come onto Souqh, use the platform, and connect with your clients. So that is definitely available to you as a GVR member.
Great. Great. Okay. So second one here is in the business name section of the sign up, do we put our brokerage or our name as a licensee?
Yeah, it's better to, put the name of the brokerage. because it does show up on your profile. So typically clients will not know your, individual licensee name, but if you're working for, let's say, a Remax or an EXB or a Century 21, it's better to put your brokerage's name. And again, that is something that you can change over time. So anytime there are changes in that, you're able to go ahead and make changes to your business name.
Great. Okay. Next up, what happens if a client isn't happy with the services received through Souqh? Who handles the disputes?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, we do not provide or recommend any of the individual partners or the vendors who are on Souqh. We do have a vetting process where and again, folks need to understand that a lot of people who are signed up on our platform are referrals of existing realtors. And these are people who realtors have used day in and day out to provide to their members. However, even when they sign up, we do complete our due diligence in terms of checking their licensing information, checking reviews, checking them on Better Business Bureau to make sure that, they are reputable, they have good standings, and they come onto the platform. Now, once they come onto the platform, think of, your clients finding someone through Google and working with them, right? You or Google, for example, are not liable for the services that they provide. And these partners don't pay any service fees to Souqh. We do not recommend them directly to clients. So that's why we don't have the liability for
Mhm.
the actual service that clients have with those partners because we don't take a, piece of the transaction fee or endorse the transaction in any way. It's essentially a way for clients to be able to connect with all of these partners, collaborate with them, transact with them in one platform, as opposed to use phone calls, emails, and messages and follow up through different avenues. So from that perspective, there's reduced liability, and as part of our privacy policy in terms of use as well, all of that is explicitly defined as well.
Right.
And
Okay.
I would
Great.
like to say
Thank you.
that in the last 3 years, we actually have not, like 22,000 transactions, and we've not had a single issue like that come up so far.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and as far as privacy goes, the question is privacy of emails and personal information remains private.
Yes.
Okay.
We also actually do not have information pertaining to the transactions that a realtor and client are performing. What we do have from an organizational perspective that we report on and share internally within our team is things like, how many transactions overall are happening on the platform, how many profile views members are getting, what type of statistics they have from a transactional perspective, but the details with regards to specific transactions between the realtor and their clients are completely confidential and owned by the realtor. When, someone chooses to deactivate or delete their account, all of that information is also deleted. Some more questions along the same lines. Um, with regards to residency of data, all of the data is maintained within Canada. Our infrastructure partner is AWS. So from an infrastructure hosting perspective, everything is secure. Data is encrypted in transit and at rest. And like I said, all of the individual data is owned by the owner of the platform. So whenever they choose to delete their account or deactivate their account, all of that data is also deleted.
Okay. Great. Excellent. And as far as AI goes, is there, an artificial intelligence component to Souqh in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, great question. So today, we don't have any component of AI built within our platform. However,
Mhm.
as part of our roadmap, there are a few opportunities that we are considering. However, at this point today, we don't have, let's say, an AI generator or profile or an AI generator of different services or an auto AI responder built into our platform. So that's not something that is available today. However, it is part of our roadmap, something that we're considering. And if, any members here, because, you guys are working day in and day out with clients, if there are specific challenges or operational pain points that you are noticing, then definitely, please feel free to send in your suggestions with regards to any particular features that you would like to see developed on the platform.
Great. Okay. Thank you. And can you dive into the digital signing function a bit more?
Sure. So digital signing is something that we have actually removed from the platform as of recently.
Right.
And the reason, so we use a partner called SignNow to support all of the e-sign capability. And we were seeing lots of challenges with members getting confused with, hey, I'm already using an e-sign tool. Does this mean I now have to, use your e-sign platform? Or they had their existing templates that they already had, let's say in DocuSign, and they wanted to continue using that. I know some other, members are using different tools, such as Skyslope and others. So that's why, to remove all of this confusion and sort of challenges that we had with the eSign partner, we've decided to remove eSign as a capability on the platform.
Hmm.
However, one challenge that we often see homeowners face and realtor space as well is once they sign these documents with eSign, then typically after a certain duration, that document expires, right? And then when they try to go and find that document again, they're not able to find it. So often what we're seeing realtors do is once the eSign documents have been signed, they're then just able to upload them on Souqh. And now it remains on Souqh as a document that is there indefinitely. We don't purge any documents unless the client goes in and deletes the document themselves. So let's say the purchase of agreement has been signed, realtor uploads it on Souqh, homeowner uploads it on Souqh. Now the law firm, if they want to access it, they can actually request access to that document directly on Souqh. If the mortgage broker wants to request access, they can request access. The owner of the document, similar to, let's say, a Google Drive, receives a notification to approve access. And once they do, then these other partners are able to use these documents directly from our platform. So we have the ability to upload documents, but digital and e-sign tools are something that we have recently decommissioned from the platform.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Now this one's a bit of a tricky one, in terms of just the wording. So if anyone uses my links, do I get a credit for it?
No, we don't have any credit system for, and again, I'm going to use um, links as preferred partners. So if people are using your preferred partner, like I said, we do not
Hmm.
take a piece of any transaction fee commission from you or your clients.
Right.
So there's no credit system for us currently if you go and if your clients go and use your preferred partners.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Thank you. Next up, are there limits to the number of vendors or partners that we can add?
no limits.
Beautiful. And can you download the sale contract for a buyer or seller reference?
Yes. So any document that is uploaded on the platform by you or the client. So let's say I'm a realtor, I uploaded, you know, the the agreement of purchase and sale. Maybe a year later, I want to go reference it. You can go into, Souq, you can look at that particular client, and then you're able to go in and access that particular document, and you're able to download it as well.
Right. Okay. Next up, I signed up a couple of weeks ago using a link that was provided by GVR. I kept getting asked to choose a plan, and I can choose the free version. But I think this doesn't give me all the services. Where did I go wrong?
Yeah. So we, like I said, we have received, maybe two or three members who ran into that same challenge. I'd actually called one of them to find out what's going on. And what she told me is, I had the link, but then I just went to your website, souk.ca, and I tried to sign up. So that's if you go to our general website, souk.ca, or if you go through the, joinsouk.com link, you will see the paywall.
Hmm.
However, as I demonstrated earlier, if you go through the link that GVR has said, there is no paywall in that
Right.
particular registration step, and I showed that during the demo today as well. However, if
Okay.
you still have any issues as a member, like I said, please just reach out to our support team. We do our best to respond to all customer queries within 24 hours. Any member of GVR who has signed up, I think last when I spoke to the team, we have completed over 95 profiles. We have sent an email to the um, 95% of the profiles. So I think over 280 have been completed in terms of their profile completion. And once we send you the email to review your profile, if you tell us, yes, it looks good, then we go ahead and approve it. So by default, if you have signed up, just rest assured we will make sure that the premium license has been allocated to you.
Great. Okay. So go through the GVR link, not the general link on the website.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Next one. How is the private data of the clients, their purchase and sale experience, and their propensity to retransact based upon predictive algorithms emanating from their example renovation queries? How is the realtor slash client relationship protected?
Yeah, so that's a good question. The realtor-client relationship is protected in a way that when clients come onto the platform, you're the only realtor that they're going to see, first of all. Secondly, when clients go to our marketplace, if you have invited your preferred partners, the first thing on the marketplace that the clients are going to see are your preferred partners. And if they choose to, for example, let's say if you don't have preferred partners in a specific geographic region that they're moving to, or you don't have, let's say, someone who does HVAC or someone who does audiovisual, they can still go to our marketplace and find those partners. And once they do so, you as a realtor can still actually see all of the different preferred partners that your client is transacting with on the platform.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And can other agents view my preferred vendors? If yes, can we opt to not share them with other agents or brokerages?
When you say agent, I'm assuming you mean like a realtor. Can another realtor be your preferred agent? We
No, I
haven't
think
seen.
I think what he's asking is if other, say for example, if I work at a Remax and I've got
Yeah.
Souqh set up and I've got my electrician and my plumber or whatever, can other agents that I work with, can they see my preferred vendors or is it just my clients?
Yes. Other agents, because Souqh is, in terms of the profile that you have, it is a public profile. And
Hmm.
on your profile page, it does show towards the bottom your preferred partners. So others would
Okay,
also be able to see your preferred partners who are not your clients.
got it. Okay, is there a way that you're able to opt to not show those to other agents or brokerages?
Not currently, no.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Next up, so do clients require a login to access this platform? I work with senior citizens who may not be very tech savvy. Is there a workaround for people like this?
To be honest, we've had like older people, let's say in their 50s and 60s, also use our platform. If they have any challenges, we do have, let's say, a live chat feature that is available for them to reach out.
Hmm.
And we also have the ability for them to reach out to our support services. So let's say they're using our platform and they're having any issues specifically with um, using the platform, our support team is the one that's able to provide them support as they need it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
What about land title? Is it a realtor's duty or can a client do that as well? Can we add this on Souq's platform?
So in Ontario, we've been in discussions with TerraNet, with GeoWarehouse, and others for land titles and registration. At this point, that integration is not something that we're going ahead with. So you would
Hmm.
need to follow whatever process you're following today for land titles and registration, just because of the complexity behind it as well.
Gotcha. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And how do I bring my database from another CRM? Is the board planning to include Souq in our membership forever?
I'll defer that to the board with regards to how long the board is planning to offer it. I am able to say that at least, this pilot that we have is for the next 2 years. So you're able to use it. With regards to CRM, that is integration that is on our roadmap. So let's say you're using something like Follow Up Boss, or you're using HubSpot, for example, for your CRM to build an integration where anytime you add your client within your CRM, we integrate that within Souqh so that that particular client gets invited as well.
Right.
That is an integration that we're looking into, and once it's live, we'll definitely let members know.
Great. And I think I'd echo that. 2 years minimum, I think, is the plan. And from my understanding, we'll reassess then. But at least for the next 24 months, we'll be working together. Um, but if any indication from the first couple of weeks, I think we're in for a good long partnership, which is great.
Thank
Um,
you.
Next up, so does the program track which providers the clients have used? Does it keep a history that we can see in the future?
Yes, the answer is yes. Once you go into your client's profile on Souqh, you're able to see all the different partners that they have worked with.
Okay, great. Next up, curious, you mentioned the VAR bought a subsidy for the members to have access. How much is that annually, and is that on a per subscriber basis or how?
Do you want to take that question or?
You know what? I actually don't know. I wasn't involved in the negotiation when it comes to the nuts and bolts of the partnership. That's certainly something we can get back to you on.
Yeah,
Um,
I would be more comfortable with, your membership team because I don't want to disclose any information that I shouldn't be here. So I'll leave that
yeah,
up to your membership team to get back to individual members on.
yeah, that's fine. We can circle back to that one. I truthfully, I just don't know. That's something that our corporate development team deals with. But certainly something we can circle back to.
Yeah, I
The
think
affiliate.
the straightforward answer is members are not paying anything for this
Mhm.
service. Your clients are not paying for this service, and your preferred partners are not paying. The cost is getting subsidized through the GVR board, and that's essentially how you're receiving this as a complimentary member benefit.
Gotcha. Great.
Yeah,
Okay, the affiliated partners and the client we invite will have to pay the fee for joining. No, from my end, I want to make sure, keep me honest here. It's all free for
there
you
is
guys
no
on your end.
correct. It's free for the preferred partners, so even the $1,000 annual license or the $1,200 annual license that preferred partners have to pay for GVR members specifically, your partners will not have to pay for that license fee, and your clients also do not need to pay for that fee either. There's no fee actually for homeowners to join Souqh. There is for those who are interested in terms of how we make money, we're a B2B SaaS platform. So vendors who are on our platform pay a subscription fee, for example, in Ontario. However, the partnership that we have specifically with GVR is that the board has completely subsidized this cost for GVR members and partners.
Great. Okay. Excellent. Now the next one here. How can we make sure our buyers' information will be kept confidential and they'll not be contacted directly or targeted to purposeful advertisements through other platforms?
Yeah, so we don't resell any of our customer data. And obviously, we do have every member who signs up as a homeowner, we do have that information with regards to their name, their email address. We do not solicit any third-party ads to them on our platform. We never have in the last 3.5 years since we've been operational, and we don't plan to do so in the future either.
Great. Okay. Next up, how can Souk be used for prospecting? Is that something that's able to be done?
Well, not active prospecting. If you have a profile and you've made sure that all the keywords are on your profile with regards to the services you offer, you've made sure that, the locations that you serve are all listed. So let's say I'm a homeowner that's looking to, connect with a realtor. In Vancouver, or I'm looking to connect with a realtor in Port Coquitlam that offers, let's say, Airbnb services. I'm interested in buying, let's say, an Airbnb from an investment perspective. Just making sure those keywords are added to your areas of specialization on your profile, they're added to your services, and you have listed out all the specific locations that you serve. So when I go into the Souqh website, into the marketplace and I'm looking for a realtor with a specific area specialization in a specific location, your profile shows up. So that's how,
Right.
like homeowners are able to reach out to you. Apart from that, like prospecting and reaching out to our customer base, that's not something that we support at this time.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess this is kind of a comment, but I guess confirmation would be good. So can it be used like a Dropbox to keep your client folder
Yes,
for
it can be.
documents?
Yes.
Okay, great,
In
excellent.
fact, I would highly encourage that because all of your clients are organized in Souqh. All of their documents could be organized there. You could always invite your clients, even if they're not on the platform, you could still share a link to those documents with your clients that they're able to receive and download those documents offline, or your preferred partners, if you have the consent, let's say, to share the agreement of purchase and sale with the law firm, or the client wants to do that, they're able to do though. They're able to do that. Yes.
Great. Okay. Um, and can members of the public or other realtors see a member's profile with their preferred partners using, SEO or anything like that?
They can see it. So, for example, if I search a realtor by their name on Souqh, I can see their
Hmm.
profile publicly. I can see the services that they offer, and I can see their preferred partners as well. Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, I can't access Souk platform at the moment. It seems like it's down. Maybe that's why we
Yes.
were having trouble logging in.
Yeah. And for this is like the worst timing because just before our demo, I actually went through, opened everything up had my demo ready to go, so I sincerely apologize. I'm not sure what's going on. I have messaged our support team as well to take a look at it.
Yep.
And as soon as it is available, I'll, send a note out to you, Brian. Again, I sincerely apologize. This is like the worst timing ever.
You know what? Maybe it's just massive traffic. Everyone's heading to the website because they want to sign up.
It could be, but
We'll
it's supposed
we'll
to
say it's
auto
that.
scale. Yeah, so we'll figure out what happened there. I apologize.
That's okay. Now, next up, do we need to pay when the subsidy by GVR ends? That's something that we'll circle back to in 24 months' time. Not something we can comment on at this point in time, but if it does end, then that will be something that's communicated quite clearly if that is the case. Um, so next up, when I ask my preferred partners to join, what code do they enter to join the platform?
So, when a realtor invites their preferred partner, we actually also get an internal notification. Our team actually goes in and sets up their profile. So they actually don't need to go in and set it up. Our team goes in and does the profile registration as well
Mhm.
as the profile setup. And once the setup is complete, then we reach out to your partner, and the partner knows that, the specific realtor from this particular brokerage has actually gone in, and they've, added you as a preferred partner that they work with. So they receive that email. And then based on that, our team goes in and we set up the profile. Again, we don't turn any profile live without consent from the partner. So we send them an email, they review their profile. Once they tell us, yeah, it looks good, then and only then we go in and we approve the profile, and then they're able to go in and use the platform.
Okay, great. And next up, do we need affiliated partners and clients consent form to add them, or is it just by invitation and it's on them to join or not?
Correct. It is on them to join or not. What you are able to do as a realtor is invite them. They'll receive the, email link to register for the platform. Oftentimes, because they see that the realtor that they typically work with is recommending, they'll go in and they register themselves, and then we'll go in and we'll complete their profile setup. And once
Great.
the profile setup is complete, we'll send them a review email, and if they approve, then we go ahead and we approve the profile. But like I said, the partners, when they sign up, they're also agreeing to the terms of use and privacy policy. So from that perspective, the liability is on them once they do sign up on the platform.
Okay, but there's no forms or consent or anything on the realtor's end that they need to provide. It'll all be provided through Souq.
Correct. Yes, it'll all be
Okay,
taken care of through Souq.
fabulous. Okay. Now, if we store documents on the platform, how much storage comes with our membership?
Right now, we have unlimited storage for documents. So you're able to store whatever documents you want for those of you who are technical. Storage in the cloud infrastructure is relatively cheap compared to, other infrastructure. So
Yep.
with AWS, given the enterprise license that we have, there's currently no restrictions on how much users are able to upload within their accounts.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And can you mass email to the database?
No, that is a feature that specifically we have not implemented for specific reasons, such as castle restrictions and others on our platform. So we do not have the ability to mass email your clients on the platform.
Okay, great. Excellent. Now, what trends are you seeing right now in consumer expectations around the homeownership experience as it relates to Souq?
Yeah, so it's a really broad question. So at least like in the Ontario market, we've seen lots of ups and downs in the market over the
Hmm.
last few years. However, with regards to consumer behavior on our platform, that's something that we typically see very consistently where a realtor comes on. On average, realtors are bringing on between 5 and 10 preferred partners onto the platform. And once they invite their clients who are coming to the platform are generally using more than one service. So, for example, if I'm reaching out to a law firm, we're also seeing that clients are reaching out to the home inspectors. We're also seeing clients are reaching out to movers just to get quotes. So that is a consistent trend that we are seeing on the platform.
Great. Okay, great. And the last one I have here is when should I introduce Souq? Is it after, before subjects or closer to closing or when the contract gets signed or what is it? Where does it fit into the life cycle of the sale?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I would say the best time to introduce Souqh to your client is after the agreement of purchase and sale has been signed, so the offer has been firmed. And this is really a tool that's supposed to help you with post-close related transactions. So whether that be with, getting home inspections done, or that be with connecting them to a law firm, or that be with connecting them to movers and different trades. We see most benefit for realtors once they bring in their clients during the post-close transaction phase of the journey.
Right. Okay, great. And I lied when I said it was the last one. I have one more. I've got two more. So when did you start to market Souqh in BC?
Yeah, so we have started, well, our first partnership in BC is with GVR. So in May of this year, really is when we have started our marketing effort. So while we are working with GVR, we're also going to be reaching out to the different vendors, for example, the different, home services professionals, mortgage firms, law firms, to bring them onto our platform as part of our own marketing services. But we've already seen lots of members have been inviting their preferred partners. And our team has started to, set up their profiles as well in BC. So we are pretty new to BC. And again, I believe in being transparent, and our plan is to, through our partnership with GVR, grow the entire ecosystem, at least in GVR. And we are in conversations with other boards as well in the BC area to, expand Souqh into those boards as well.
Great. Okay. And can you use it with a listing same time, the same timeline to start, or does it have to be after the contract is purchased and sale?
You could use it, let's say you're, as part of your initial client interviews or client intakes. We've seen some realtors introduce Souqh as a service that they offer to their clients. That just helps them with overall education and awareness and preparation for the home ownership journey. So you could
Mhm.
use it, but the most value typically we'll see is once the agreement of purchase and sale has been signed.
Right. Okay. And can the general public access your platform to get contacts of the preferred trades and partners, or do they have to have an invitation and be on Souqh?
No, it is something that is open to the general public. So if I don't even have an account, I can still search up realtors, I can search up mortgage firms, law firms, inspectors, and still use the platform to look at their services. However, at the point where they want to request a service or they want to transact with a partner, at that point they do have to create an account with Souqh and register. And again, they can do that free of any cost.
Okay. Great. Now, I am mindful of the time. The timing's perfect. It's just turned to be 11 o'clock, and it seems like we've run out of questions. So the timing there was pretty perfect. I want to say thank you so much, Almer, for taking the time to run us through the details here with Souqh, and show us around the platform and give us some background knowledge. And of course, the lengthy question period. We really appreciate it. For everyone else, if you do have questions, please reach out. We'd love to be able to connect with you on it. And before you go. We'd love to hear your feedback from today's session. So when you do log off, you're going to get a pop-up link to an event survey. Your feedback is really important. We want to keep running these things, but we want to make sure that they're useful and valuable to you guys. So please share your thoughts with us. We'd love to have them. I'd also like to mention that we do have an upcoming event that's going to be May 27th. We're doing a similar sort of webinar for all-in-one marketing with constant contact. That's going to be on May 27th. And then we've got our Real Estate Industry Golf Classic on June 4th. So if you are looking to register, please go to courses and events on the portal. And thank you again for coming. We really appreciate the participation, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.